7.33 is finally out and it is huge. Anyways, in this video, I will be going over the most impactful changes of the new patch, minus the hero and item changes. So without further ado, let's get into it. With the expansion of all 4 edges of the map, it is now 40% bigger than before. There are a lot of new paths and objectives in the game, and the extended map areas have 6 additional jungle camps on both Radiant and Dire, making it a total of 12 camps, including 2 ancient camps. This opens up ways to farm significantly more than in the last patch. Not only that, the placement of the camps is such that even if you're behind in some games, you can still recover fairly easily, as these places aren't that easy to invade. Before this patch, Dire had a significant win rate advantage over Radiant because of how the Dire jungle camps were placed, which allowed farming of multiple camps and also having an outpost near the Roshan pit, whereas Radiant jungle was way harder to farm and did not have an outpost near the Roshan pit. Dire jungle has been completely altered, making it so you cannot farm multiple camps at the same time as easily as you could do it before, and overall, on both sides, there are a lot of more paths to get ganked from. Since the map is way bigger now, I think mobility heroes will have a lot of success. There is also an addition of the new twin gates, which are present at the corners of the map right next to the Roshan pit. You can use these gates to teleport from one gate to another after channeling for 3 seconds. Twin gates are a huge game changer. More ways to gank people. Just imagine if a support from the side lane uses the portal and randomly pops up in your lane and kills you. That would be pretty annoying. Not sure whether this is a nerf or buff to split pushing, because it allows you to split push better, but also makes you vulnerable to getting picked off very easily. We shall see as the patch progresses. Roshan has been removed from the river and now has 2 pits in the corners of the map. This does not mean that there will be 2 Roshans. One pit is on the Dire side and the other is on the Radiant side. Roshan will switch places between the pits depending upon whether it is day or night. During the daytime, Roshan will be on the Radiant side, and during nighttime, it will be on the Dire side. In short, after the first creep wave spawns, Roshan will switch sides every 5 minutes. Now you must be wondering, what if I use Night Stalker ult at daytime or Phoenix Egg at nighttime? Will Roshan start moving? I've tried it and the answer is no, sadly. Could have been pretty hype honestly if this worked, but yeah, let's move on. This change is pretty good because before, Dire had a significant advantage over Radiant because of the outpost placement. Now it does not matter, so they're trying to balance the map, which is nice. Roshan's current placement will be highlighted on the map, which is a good quality of life change for the noobs. Other significant Roshan changes are that it won't drop Aghanim's shard anymore on the second death and will drop cheese instead. And on the third death, it will drop Ags if it died on the Radiant side and Refresher Shard if it died on the Dire side. Overall, very nice changes, making the game more creative and balanced. They've replaced getting Aghanim's Shard from the Roshan by binding it with the Tormentors. Tormentors are 2 new mini-bosses behind the offlane areas, near the new ancient camps. They don't move or attack, but will reflect 70% of the damage they receive among all the heroes within the 1200 radius. 70% is a lot, so don't try taking it solo, or else you will die. Tormentors spawn at 20 minutes and respawn 10 minutes after they are taken. The best thing about the shard drop is destroying a Tormentor grants an Aghanim's shard buff to one of the 2 lowest net worth allied heroes that still do not have the shard when it dies, meaning that it will mostly be the supports that get the shard. And if everyone has a shard, it gives each hero 280 gold and 280 XP, and also has a base bounty of 250 gold. Moving on to runes. They've made it so the same rune won't spawn until all different runes have spawned. Finally, I won't have a storm in the enemy team who has Arcane and Regen every 2 minutes. They've added 2 new runes, the Shield rune and the Wisdom rune, which is also known as the XP rune. Shield rune grants a barrier equal to 50% of the user's max HP and lasts for 75 seconds. They removed Tome of Knowledge, and XP runes are probably the replacements for it. XP runes spawn every 7 minutes near the new ancient camps on both side lanes and give you 280 XP. Ideally, supports should be the ones taking these. Outposts no longer grant experience nor give any vision or true sight around them. 2 more outposts have been added near the twin gates, so essentially, outposts are only important in terms of map control. Watchers have been added to the map. There are a total of 8 watchers. They can be channeled for 1.5 seconds and grant vision around them for the next 7 minutes before they turn back to neutral. You can also channel already active enemy watchers to destroy them. They respawn after 2 minutes after they are destroyed. Pretty nice addition, mainly will be used to farm safely. The vision they provide isn't that much, but enough to get decent amount of information. Lotus Pools have also been added to the map. There are 2 Lotus Pools on the edges of the map near the side lanes. Lotus Pools spawn a healing Lotus every 3 minutes, which is a consumable that restores 125 HP and 125 mana. 3 healing Lotuses combine to form a Great Healing Lotus, which restores 400 health and mana. And 2 Great Lotuses combine to form a Greater Lotus, which restores 900 health and mana. This is mainly an early game thing, in my opinion. Side lanes have a lot of brawling, and having additional waves of regen is a nice addition. Later on, supports can stack up the Lotuses for regen. The duration of majority of disables is reduced. This benefits mobile heroes even more since the disable duration is reduced. Heroes such as the Spirits that like to buy Kaya and Sage, the reduction combined with the status resistance makes them even harder to catch. They have replaced spell immunity with debuff immunity, which affects everything related to spell immunity, like BKB. BKB now applies a basic dispel on use, grants 50% magic resistance, and immunity to pure and reflected damage. All spells that pierce debuff immunity will have effect and deal their damage while ignoring the magic resistance granted by BKB. In short, stuff that used to pierce BKB before will still pierce BKB. For example, Roar will still stun you, but the damage will be negated because of the 50% magic resistance. Fiend's Grip will also disable you, and you will take the full damage because it is pure and pierces debuff immunity. Another example is Silencer's Glaives. They do pure damage, but don't pierce BKB, so they won't deal any damage. Lastly, if someone casts Orchid on you, it won't affect you for duration of the BKB. However, let's say your BKB is ending in 1 second, and someone uses Orchid on you, then after that 1 second, the Orchid effect will work on you. We can try this for Hex as well. So let's see here. I'll put BKB on TA, and when it's about to be 1 second, let's use Hex on this target. Now, so he's not Hexed now, but after the BKB ends, you get Hex. Conclusion, BKB sucks ass, which means that heroes that do not like to buy BKB will have a better time than those that need BKB. There's a new attribute in the game which is called Universal. Universal heroes don't have a primary attribute but gets 0.6 damage per point of each attribute. For example, if you buy a crown on a Universal hero, you get 7 damage. Blink Dagger Change, aka the Thinker Nerf. Blink Dagger goes on mute for 3 seconds rather than going on cooldown for 3 seconds. This basically means that I can't refresh the Blink Dagger. So let's say the Silencer is constantly hitting me. Now this thing is like muted. So even if I rearm it, there won't be a time where this will go off cooldown. Neither does rearm work, nor does buying Refresher Orb does. So mute basically means that you can't refresh this, which means if you catch Tinker once, he's probably dead. To summarize it all, there are way more ways to come back into the game. With the addition of so many new objectives, there are a lot of more neutral things to utilize that will lead to victory. Overall, I think heroes that are mobile and have a decent wave clear will be insanely good this patch. Not to forget those that don't buy BKBs. Stuff like Slark and Anti-Mage, I assume, would be really decent in the carry section, and Spirits, Puck, etc. will be good on the mid lane. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in private coaching, you can join my Discord, link in description. Other than that, I've also linked to my Patreon where you can find excellent investment opportunities in terms of coaching packages. If you like the content, do subscribe, as this will encourage me to make more videos like this. Do let me know in the comments if you have any feedback. Have a nice day and good luck with the new patch.